Hi everyone, it's Penny Tremblay from the Tremblay Leadership Center, and I'm so excited today to have Michelle Simkus, President and founder of In Between Girls, with us for an amazing interview. And she's also a certified transformation coach and CEO of Visionary Mentoring Group. Welcome, Michelle.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Penny.
Yeah, I'm so glad that somebody connected us. And it's very interesting, once you put out there that you are looking for great givers and great entrepreneurial women, who shows up? And you're our guest, and I know you're going to be able to contribute so much to my audience. As you know, I've written the book, Give and Be Rich. And one of the questions that I love to ask people is, what does the concept of give and be rich mean to you?
Oh, well, first of all, I think it's a brilliant title because it embodies so much more than what people's probably initial reaction is. What it means to me personally is that in my life, whatever I've given, I get back at least tenfold. And that's everything. So if I ever had a situation that was not serving me, was a negative situation, I felt the effects of that. But when I give from a place of love, when I give from a place of serving, I have received back so much more than I gave, that it is truly a rich life.
Wow. And I can feel you, right? I can feel your whole vibe. It is just so exciting. Can you give me an example of a time when you gave and became very rich?
Well, I think we're going to touch a little bit about my nonprofit organization, and that is probably my biggest example of something that I've done, and it's just the beginning of the work that I have to do in my lifetime. But one of the specific examples that comes to mind and I have so many, but in my nonprofit, which we'll speak about, I had a girl that I was, mentoring. I was teaching the core beliefs of In Between Girls with the self-love and empowerment and confidence. And we had a conversation one night about taking out competition for these young girls. They're very competitive and they don't have a place to celebrate the things that they're doing. And I was giving them a quote that says, "What is meant for you will never pass you by." And that you can trust that if something that you were hoping for did not manifest for you, that something bigger or better or more appropriate in the perfect timing is coming. So you can relax and you can celebrate the person that got it. And I received a letter later from her that told me how that was a life-changing conversation, and that what I did not know about her is that she suffered tremendously from panic attacks and anxiety, and she was actually harming herself. And a lot of it stemmed from not feeling good enough because she was so competitive with trying to fit in the box that society told her she should be. And that one conversation that I had no idea would make such a life-changing effect has just touched me and made me realize that the gift I've been given is probably way bigger and making a larger impact than I've ever known or knew was going to.
Wow. That's an incredible story. And, I think something that we touched on to be connected to do this interview was there was a time that you thought that you were just destined to be a house mom. And so can you kind of give the audience a little bit of a look at what happened? How did this all happen?
Sure. Well, goodness. We would be on this interview for like 4 days if I gave you all the juicy details, but I'll try to abbreviate it very quickly for your listeners.
Okay.
I like so many women, I actually left the corporate world after I had my 2 girls. I have a daughter, Madeline, who's turning 13, and a daughter, Cassidy, 11. And I left the corporate world to be a stay-at-home mom. But what had happened is right before I became a mom, I had lost my own mother. And I was in a very deep grieving process that I wasn't facing. And I left this corporate world that I identified with. That's who I was. That gave me an identity. And now my mom is gone, my job is gone, I'm a new mom. It's a whole new world. And I found myself in a very lost state. I had no idea who I was anymore. And so I threw myself into being an overachiever stay-at-home mom. So I was the soccer mom. I was the Girl Scout troop leader. I was the room mom. I was on committees. I ran fundraising events for the community as well as the school, and anything I could throw myself into, and it never was enough. And one day I had to face the fact that I was, living almost this life that everyone thought was perfect and wrapped up in these pretty bows, because I threw these gorgeous parties with perfect food and perfect entertainment. And I looked the part, I dressed the part, I did everything that I thought would find me happiness. And I was so unbelievably lost and unhappy, which made me so sad, because everything I've ever wanted was right in front of my face. I had the most amazing husband, beautiful kids, gorgeous home, wonderful friends, fulfilling life, and I couldn't feel it because I had disconnected to who I was and what I was here to do. And so I had to really look deep. What was that? And I started asking women to come to my home to do a mastermind course with me and really find out who we were and what brought us joy and what we were here to do. And it led me to the work that I do today, which is truly teaching people to connect to that inner guidance, that emotional intelligence. And it is the core of my nonprofit. We call it our inner spark, but it's so they know that they have a unique path and that they must follow it to never lose connection to why they're here.
Wow. So when you say they, you mean the tweens, the girls aged.
So the tween girls are aged 8 to 12,
Okay.
and they have mentors who are aged 13 to 19.
Wow.
And they get just as much, if not more, because they're a little bit more mature and can handle a lot of this information on a more larger capacity. They get just as much out of the program, and like I said, if not more.
Yeah, well, I always say giving and receiving are like both sides of your hand. You can't have one without the other. And there's so much richness in giving. And, it's a common story that I hear, and I don't think it's just because I'm an author who focuses on this topic of giving and richness. But so many times people say, I had so much, but I was so unhappy, Anyways, I'm feeling myself being moved just around the whole topic. I can imagine how moving this could possibly be for people who are listening. And I guess I'm understanding from you that your corporate training or your certified transformation coaching work, Visionary Mentoring Group.com, that helps women, but the inbetweengirls.org helps the younger ones, right?
Correct. What happened is I got led to, having these young girls that I was raising and seeing that they were going through specific things that I could not guide them in. Right. Social media, different competitive things that are different. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to provide them with mentors that had. So I looked around the community and saw these girls who were role models, and I gave them this leadership role to do that. And it was kind of a selfish thing at first, right? I'm starting this program for my own two girls. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Yeah. It blew up. It quadrupled in size in 3 years. And then the parents of these girls started saying to me, Michelle, I've learned so much from you, just from hearing what you said secondhand from my girls, and I need this, and I crave this, and I desire this, or how do I do this? And it was very apparent to me that the next step was to then go ahead and help coach the parents of these children and the adults of our community and show them that it's never, ever too late to find your leadership role and to discover who you are and why you're here.
Absolutely. everybody can be a mentor, and everybody needs a mentor as well. And there's just so
Yes.
much that we have to give. We've got to wrap up, and I just wanted to ask you, if I could wave my magic wand and give you anything that you needed for your nonprofit, what would that be?
Ooh. My goodness. Well, I have to be honest with you. We just got trademarked so that I could expand this program and take it to different communities, or possibly do it more of a virtual teaching to have a farther reach. At first it was like, let me just get to the next town. And I realized I was playing small. This is a message for everyone, Penny. So I thought nationally, and then I thought, oh, I'm going to dream big. I'm going global. So if there is anyone out there that aligns with our mission, that believes in what we're doing, that knows how important this work is, I'm looking for corporate sponsors or personal sponsors that want to back us so that we can make that expansion and the next step in our evolution.
Awesome. Well, I have a great connection for you who takes corporate sponsors and nonprofits and matches them together, because there's so many corporations that want to do good, and they're just kind of like picking something, right? And
Right.
they may as well pick you. So, yeah.
Oh, gosh, thank you.
I'm going to send you that link, but it's called uniteforgood.org. So it's unite4good.org. And
Wow.
and another thing that I just wanted to close off with is, let's say you're not able to give a corporate sponsorship. You're a mom watching this, or you're a tween watching this. And you're somewhere else outside of the Milcleton, New Jersey area, or Mickleton. How do you say it? Mickleton, New Jersey. What can we do? I'm in Northern Ontario, and what call to action do you have for the viewers today? Something that they can do to really make a difference around your cause.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that I teach the girls, and besides really owning their voice and understanding that they have a unique purpose, is to, very similar to what your book is called, to give and be rich, because the general or the simple act of kindness that you can do will have a ripple effect. So we have a huge, it's called RAC. It's a random act of Christmas kindness that we do around the holidays. We have 2 busloads of girls that go out into the community, and we just bless everyone we can get our hands on. Pay off layaways. We go to the cemeteries and put wreaths for World War II vets that have not had visitors in many, many years, and go to the police stations, knock on random doors. We do it all. But you can hold a door for someone. You can smile at someone. You can compliment someone. Write a thank you note. Simple acts of love. And spreading love is why we're here. Simple acts of love to let someone know that human connection is not lost with social media. It's getting larger because we're getting to network with more people. So allowing them to know you're loved, you're appreciated, you're enough, that's it. If you can do that, you're a mentor in your own right, and people will look to you, and it will be contagious. And that is, if I could bottle up my message in anything, is that's it.
That's a great message. I love it. And just for the listeners, it's inbetweengirls.com or .org. inbetweengirls.org and visionarymentoringgroup.com.
Yes.
And then I'd like to also encourage everybody to check out Unite4, that's the number 4 good.org as well. So Michelle, thank you so much for the opportunity to share your amazing heart and love with my audience. And I definitely have a complimentary copy of Give and Be Rich coming to you in the mail, personally signed as a token of my appreciation for your time today. So
thank you so much.
Yeah, I think that this is an opportunity for you to send out some great love to the world, and we're going to close off the interview.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.